post.
Yay! It's a win-win for us. White Mountain National Forest, U.S. Forest Service. Good morning to you, Claire.
Good
how
morning,
are you?
Good morning. Great. And how are you? A
We're doing good.
day outside.
It looks to be nice. Now, what's the sun doing? Has the sun come out yet?
It has. It has.
Okay.
It's poked through. It's going to be a great day, especially for that Hannah Schneider race.
I know, that's going to be huge. They have nostalgic vintage wear. They have the race going on.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty much, they usually get a little bit of sun, just because. I mean, what a great story that is. The Schneider family.
Hannes is up there giving it, just making sure it's a little special.
That's right, Hannes and Herbert, so that's good.
Right. Okay. And we were just talking about snow and the conditions over there at Clare Long, and that's what we're going to be talking a little bit about today, is the snow and the snowpack. And this is just some things for people to enjoy and to do when they're out there wandering around in the forest.
A little bit of purpose.
Oh, no, excellent. A lot of bit of purpose.
All right, so
let's talk a little bit about
snow.
So, just a question for you. How long do you think it takes for a snowflake to form? Up in the clouds and then
well,
down
it's funny because my boys were just asking me the other day exactly how a snowflake forms.
Oh.
And I'm like, how does it form from not being just frozen rain or hail to being a snowflake? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we should go see the Junior Ranger program.
And it happens to be right in the Junior Ranger book.
So I would guess, let's say, 2 hours.
Did you read in that little book?
I did.
Section?
Did I get it right?
You got it right. Well done.
Oh, it is there.
Actually, yes,
I didn't cheat. I swear.
Yes,
I
did
swear.
she cheat? Do you guys? Do you think
no,
she cheated?
I don't know. Good lucky yes, because it went from 2 weeks to 2 hours. So.
Great. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It takes a snowflake 2 hours. So this morning, while everybody was still in bed, the snowflakes that were falling this morning were actually being formed up inside the clouds. And it depends on not just so much the temperature. It has to be freezing up in the clouds.
Okay.
It has to be cold enough for to not come down as rain, but as to come down as snow.
Right. Well, I told him elevation. I was like, I don't know. I think if it forms up
elevation
higher, maybe elevation
that is
will
more affect
snowy.
it, because snow will probably come down more when you're up in the clouds, up in the mountains, because it happens in the clouds. Duh. Then it could be snowing in the mountains where it could be raining down here, just because of the temperature there. But the big thing is that what happens to the snowflake after it drops out of the cloud? It gets kind of heavy. It forms into this ice,
it's big enough,
and then it comes down through, as we consider it, kind of like a layer cake of temperature. So as it comes down through the different layers through the atmosphere, it changes what happens with the snowflake.
So it can actually melt and become freezing rain.
Right.
So it doesn't. Most of them start out as snowflakes and then change.
Yep. Yep. But again, depending on what's going on with the temperature, it could start out as a snowflake, and then the first layer that it hits down through could be very warm. So all of those 6 points, because every snowflake starts out as a hexagon. They all start out as 6 sides.
Now, I just heard something recently within the last couple of years that not all snowflakks are unique. Have you heard that?
No,
that they found 1 or 2 or whatever, that it has to be 2, I guess, that are the same.
Have
you heard that?
Good for them. I'd heard it, and I was just thinking,
it's like a rumor in the snowflake world.
It's hard because how could it be?
I don't know.
In the snowflake world.
Well,
those of us who talk snowflakes.
We're in the inner loop on that.
Because good for them to find it if they did, but you got to figure every snowflake is individual.
Well, you got to think it was a laboratory test. You got to think that it wasn't a natural thing.
Yeah, just like that 231 mile. Who beat our record. I don't think that counts.
It's the fine print, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. So everyone starts out as 6 sides, and it's all individual. They all individually come out of the cloud. They all go through an individual part of the air pockets, those air layers as they come down, and then the impact on the ground. If they impact and hit one other snowflake, then they could sinter or they could come together. And that's one of the things that the snow rangers that we have are very concerned about, is like what's happening with the snowpack. Right. What's going on? Because if at a particular angle, around 37 degrees, and if the snowflakes aren't bonding together, those edges help them stick together. If they don't stick together, then you can have an avalanche.
So actually, Hans, if you put up that picture can you put up that picture one more time? These shapes that we see here on the left-hand column here, those are the actual drawings of the snowflakes as they come out of the clouds. So we're seeing things like a column snowflake?
Yes, if it's freezing inside the cloud. If it's freezing, then you'll get the columns and the little stellars, as they're called.
Here's the actual image over here.
Yes.
And then this is the temperature at which they form. And of
Right.
course the name, and then it says the effect on the snowpack, which you mentioned is the unstable stable.
Right.
So this is a really cool chart for people to come and get at the Forest Service station?
Yep, at Saco Ranger Station up
Okay.
on Route 112. It's a whole activity book with all sorts of great things, but we're talking about the snow particularly because of what we're getting today
Okay.
as far as.
And do
what
these
has to
change,
come.
or is this the book for
This
the
is
winter?
the book, right? Yep,
Okay.
that's the book for the winter.
Okay, so
Exactly.
they can come get this, and you guys also show up at various areas. You were at Jackson Cross Country.
Yes, we had a great program there. That was lots of fun.
A lot of fun. And
Yeah.
once the kids go through this program, they become a junior ranger.
Right, they become a junior snow ranger.
Woo woo.
And then we also have junior forest rangers. And on June 8th, here up at the Russell Colbath House on the
Okay.
Kankamagas Highway, we're having a junior ranger day. So if you're a junior snow
No
ranger
kidding.
or a junior forest ranger, you're welcome to come. And there's more activities and more fun to be had on that day.
Well, isn't that fantastic?
So that's fun.
Now let's talk about, this is great knowledge for kids. There's some tests in here that you can do with the snow as it's falling, and
Right,
get a black
right.
piece of paper and all that stuff. There's activities to do with your family in this, as well
Sure.
as information to keep yourself safe, because the wintertime in the National Forest, people think, oh, I'm just going up, it's just in my backyard, but there are some things to keep in mind.
Well, and especially thinking about the snow there, thinking about the snowpack. Not that you're going to be at that 37-degree angle, but you got to think about when you're moving through snow, if it's light and fluffy, like the kind that doesn't make good snowballs, that's relatively easy to move through. But
Right.
when you get the wet snow and it's piled in on top,
Post-holing. Oh.
yes, post-holing, exactly, and that takes a lot of energy. That takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of time. So if you were going to go out for a walk, and you have to think a little bit about what's going on with the snowpack there. What's going on? If you
Right.
don't have snowshoes, or if you, actually in the book there's a way to make your own
Oh, I was
snowshoes.
just going to say, weaving
Right there.
101. Oh, right here. Okay, great.
Yeah, making your own snowshoes. That'll help you stay a little further up on the
here.
pack. If you're going out for a walk, just
That's something
consider,
you do have to plan for, though. It's not something
yeah,
you
you
find out
can't
in the
just like
wild,
whip out.
hopefully.
No, those are things you make at home and then take with you.
Well, that is very cool.
But thinking about when you're going out, just to make sure that
Okay.
you're considering what's going on with the snowpack, but also considering what time you're leaving, what you have in your pack. One of the activities in the book talks about things to make sure that you have with you.
Okay.
And one of the things is make sure that you have a headlamp or a
Absolutely.
flashlight.
Shorter
Headlamp or a
days.
flash-
And, I mean,
shorter
we're on
days.
the other end of that now. It's
Right.
getting longer, but you're talking like 2 minutes a day
Yeah,
or something
big
like
deal.
that.
Okay, so it's 4:02
right.
instead of
so yeah,
4 o'clock.
headlamp, they're small, they're easy, just throw it in the pack.
And
There's been some rescues in the National
Well, that's what I was
Forest.
just going to say. We've actually had several
Like,
of these. I know. We have thinking.
sabbatical.
We always do that.
So
Yeah,
tell
we
me about
really-
these rescues.
Well, unfortunately, people just not keeping in mind what time they're leaving, what's going on with the environment around them. And it's called benighted is when you wind up staying overnight. But some of them got themselves out, some of them didn't,
Right.
and they had to get rescued. People had to go
Right.
find them and try to go out overnight. Fortunately, these people had told someone else
Right.
what time they were supposed to be back, so
Okay.
they left their plan and they told people where they were going to be going.
Excellent, because they were surprised by the conditions, the one I'm thinking of, but the nice thing is they did have some gear to keep themselves safe. They have the space blankets in there and some other gear that they were able to signal with headlamps
Right.
to the rescuers.
Right, so they knew where they were. But it's always better to not have to have somebody
Absolutely.
come get you. So be cognizant of what time you're leaving, what you're doing.
And don't rely on a cell phone to save you.
Right, exactly. Especially because
Sometimes they don't work.
I think it's 73% of the forest your cell phones won't work. So
okay.
you really need to be able to map and a compass and know what's going on and
Okay.
listen to the weather. If
Right.
they're saying it's snowing and
Or
it's going to be
avalanche is high,
blowing,
don't do it.
Oh, definitely. Or snowing and blowing. A lot of people, if it's nice down here, it's different up on the mountaintops, and it's still winter, and it's winter up top on the mountaintops for quite a while, well
Right.
into May and into June.
And also the trails as well. A lot of them, when they get packed down, more popular trails become quite icy. So crampons, people are like, I'm not going to go ice climbing, but crampons are huge. Snowshoes can have crampons on
Yes.
the bottom. That's a good
Yes.
alternative.
Yes.
In case you're not like a big climber. But yeah, a lot to know. So this is going to get you on your way, as well as visiting the ranger station to get more information.
Yes.
And you can let them know too,
Sure.
about the trail conditions that they're heading to. Okay, so I guess we have a quiz.
We do,
gonna
but
wrap
I
this
also
up with
want
a quiz?
to mention
Oh.
Snowflake Bentley.
Snowflake Bentley.
Yes, he was a guy who photographed snowflakes, and he has there's a whole website, and if you're interested in snow and the beautiful snowflake, the different types of snowflakes,
Really?
he has them all on. He found a way to take photographs of them
my
without having
goodness.
them melt. So Snowflake Bentley.
SnowflakeBentley.com?
I don't know. I think if you just Google him, I don't know what
Bentley.
it is, but
Okay.
you know, he's died, but it just spectacular, beautiful photographs and things. And
Okay.
he's known because he studied snow and snowflake and this whole
amazing.
thing. So that's really kind of cool.
All right, so I guess...
yeah, we got Snowflake
Hans
Bentley right
yeah,
there.
there he is. That looks like a long time ago. Like, is that Snowflake Bentley himself right there in that
think it
little
could
orange
be.
shot?
Okay, probably.
Long
Yeah,
time
he's.
ago. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, this wasn't. He didn't just.
Oh, it was-
he wasn't
Well, when you
like
said he died,
Van
like,
Cliburn,
right.
who just passed away, who everybody keeps talking about.
Right, okay. All right, so Snow Ranger, Junior Snow Ranger program, of course, the regular Junior Ranger program in the summertime.
Yes.
And you can always contact the U.S. Forest Service for more information about that.
Great.
Quiz?
Okay. Quiz. All right.
I'm
we're
starting to feel
quizzing.
a little sweat here.
I think you can do it. I think you can do it. You know, I know you're a pretty smart woman there, Kelly.
Let's see if my college education.
This is one of the activities that's in the book, and what we do is we have pictures of animals.
Before we get into this, do I get a patch?
All right. You get a patch. You get them all right, or at least
All right.
at least have them
This is on
right.
tape. We are recording this. I have proof. Okay.
Exactly. Yes, you get a patch and you and a bandana if you
I
get them all
pass,
right.
now I'm really feeling the pressure. Okay, lay it on me.
Okay, ready. Okay. So moose, are they active? Do they hibernate or do
Active.
they migrate? Good. Right. And what do they wind up eating?
They eat twigs
Yes.
because they can't get to the
Or
water
and
plants.
tree bark.
And tree bark.
Okay. Great. You got it.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
One.
Moving on.
One. Moving on quickly. Beaver.
Beaver.
Active, migrate, or
They
hibernate?
are active somewhat.
Yes, they're actually very definitely
Underneath
active.
the ice and
yes.
stuff.
Yes. There we go.
Yes, and they eat their little birch bark and stuff.
Yes,
in
and
their
actually, what's
lodges.
really kind of fun is they make their own little shaws or their own little shopping store there. What they do is they wind up taking sticks and they'll stick them in the mud and then they'll freeze. And then because they don't like to go up on the snowpack
Right.
in the winter, they'll go and you'll see them actually zip the branch out down through
Isn't
the
that
ice and
funny?
then take it up into their lodge. It's really
Okay,
kind of fun.
I'm taking thumbs up on that one though.
You got it.
Okay.
It was active. Yeah, you said active, so that was good. Okay, porcupine.
Ooh, porcupine, not active.
Oh no!
No, wait, they are active because you can see sign when they're up on the snowpack that the sign when they're eating the trees goes higher because
Yes.
they're up on top
yes.
of the snowpack.
The little chew marks on branches
Darn.
and things. That's all right. That's all right.
We'll
That's
put
right.
that-
I think you know what?
How many do I need to have right?
I think you need to get 10 right. How's that?
Okay,
5
how many
right.
do you have? 10?
No, definitely not.
Bats.
This is a little brown
Hibernate.
bat. Hibernate. Yes. Yes, they
'Cause
hibernate.
insects.
Yes, yeah, because that's their food source, and that's
Okay.
one reason why a lot of these animals will either hibernate, migrate, or stay active. It's the
Raccoon.
wicked
I'm
they
saying
can
not
lose.
a hibernator. Those things are vicious. Vicious.
Well, actually,
I'm kidding.
they kind of do. They go into some
a
dens, so they'll be
torpor?
again because
Torpor.
kind of torpor. Good for you.
I get a
yes.
point
Okay.
for-
All right. So
for
we'll give that one to
lingo.
you. They fall asleep and they'll den up with other raccoons, and
Okay.
actually they have found raccoons
Ooh,
in
there's
with,
like a raccoon den, like a
yeah.
nest.
Yeah, there's one actually in our backyard, and you can
Oh
actually.
my gosh,
What's really
really?
cool if you look at a hole in the ground and you see there are these little light ice crystals. They're called breath crystals,
Oh
and
my
there's an
gosh.
animal in there. If you look in these holes and look for these little crystals around the
How
edge.
many can get in there?
Well,
Is it like a
depends on how
nest of
big it is.
rattlers or something?
7,000.
I just had personal experience with raccoons. As you can tell, I'm a little.
Oh yeah, you're like, yeah. What do we do? How do we keep them up?
They're too comfortable around people.
Yeah, yes.
You know, because we've
they're
like
in the food
acclimated them
source,
to
yes.
garbage and stuff like that. So
Exactly.
they don't go away.
Yeah. They've been semi-domesticated,
Yes.
actually, if you want to call them that.
Yep.
So again, don't feed animals. Don't feed wild animals. Feed your own
Especially by
animals.
fingers.
But exactly.
I didn't do
Ooh,
that.
I was just going to say, is that the story?
No. No,
Oh,
I was
definitely don't do
tenting.
that. Definitely don't do that. Okay, yep. So, yep. And actually, you'll get skunks also denning up with these things, and woodchucks and
Active.
things. This is a mink. Exactly. Good for you. Mink.
Because they are, don't tell me, subnivean. They hunt subniveanly.
They can. Yes. Good. Oh, good. Okay. So you may get that one back. The way you're using some really good words. Yes, and actually they grow a little fur between their toes to help them stay above it.
Little snowshoes.
Okay. This is a snowshoe hare.
Active.
Active. Active, yes, very active,
With
and
that
actually a very
beautiful white coat.
Yes,
And
exactly.
the snowshoe feet.
Yeah, and the big snowshoe feet that help them.
Okay.
And so the forerunner. This is a red squirrel.
Red squirrel. Ooh, I've only seen the grays, but I'm going to say active.
Yeah, they're very active. They'll go down subnivean. They're a very big subnivean animal.
Hibernating in cold winters.
Okay, but not a true hibernator. Like the bat is a true hibernator. Well, it will go to sleep, and it will stay asleep basically until April, May, hopefully, to find some food.
Right.
Where these guys, they can wake up.
Okay.
But they can
Especially
sleep
if
up
it's warmer, and they sometimes do they bypass that whole thing if it's too warm of a winter?
No, they'll
need to
tend
do something,
They
okay.
need the food. It's all about food.
Yeah.
It's all about, so they'll be fattening themselves up.
Okay, if
and
they don't get fat enough, they have to come out.
Yeah, they will definitely. If it's too wet,
Okay.
they'll try to come out of the den area if they can. If they
Yeah.
wake up, but they can wake up and move around and.
Okay. Because
can-
do they give birth? They give
Actually,
birth.
the females will give birth right about.
So they need to be
a couple
semi-
weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
So actually, they don't
If
really
we
need
can
to be
only knock
awake.
ourselves out, right? I'm hibernating, really.
I know, really.
I don't need any drugs.
I'm in torpor. Please leave me alone. Yeah, right. Actually, they don't need to be fully awake. They do come awake because, be kind of like, oh, something's going on here. That's exciting. Canada goose.
Canada, well, they migrate, right? Because you
Good
have
for you.
the big V's going by in
Yes.
spring and fall.
They can get up to 600 miles a day.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so there aren't a lot of white mountain gray
geez.
whales, but
Humpback whale, they migrate.
excellent. Yes, they go from up to in spring. They'll go up to the cold waters of Alaska.
Coyotes, they stick around.
Yeah, they did. And actually, the first one came in Holderness in 1944.
No kidding.
Yeah.
First one?
That they recorded. here.
Really?
Yeah.
They
First sighted
moved in, they
in New
migrated
Hampshire.
to the area? Huh.
Remember,
I
we
didn't
used
know
to have
that. They were
wolves.
natural.
We used to-
Right.
right, we used to have a
But
lot of wolves.
I would think they would just have been predated, but they were, they actually got wiped out in this area and then came back?
The wolves got wiped out. And
Well,
then,
the wolves
and then
did,
these
yes,
guys
but the
moved in.
coyotes,
Yeah,
they
moved
weren't.
in.
They were here with the wolves, though. Yeah.
They came in as the
Okay.
habitat opened up.
Right.
These guys, the first sighting was in 1944. They could have been here earlier on, but the first
Right,
official
okay.
sighting
Yep.
was that. Okay, last one.
Oh, active.
Bobcat, active, yes.
Active, yep.
And has a tough time because it does have little short legs, but it will actually, it actually keeps trying.
It's got those
and actually-
big feet too. Not as like a lynx, but big.
Right, smaller, but the lynx, yeah, and those are the animals that are well adapted.
Okay.
I think because words like subnivean and
Yeah.
torpor, I think you have
Oh, I'm a
redeemed your
cesspool of
porcupine.
knowledge, Claire. Cesspool.
You have redeemed your porcupine. You get your patch. We'll make sure you get your junior ranger
Yay!
patch. Well done.
Well, I guess we don't have time. Do we
Right.
not have time? Bummer.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, next time I come, we'll
This
bring
is
the
so
other
much
ones.
fun, though. I'm like, you guys could do this with
Yes.
the help of the Forest Service. Where can they find the ranger station?
The ranger station is on Route 112.
Okay,
On the
great.
Kankamagas Highway.
Great.
There's also one up just right near Gorham on Pinkham Notch. If you're going up Route 16 up towards Gorham, it's on the left. That's the Androscoggin office. And then we also have one over in Campton.
Okay, good. And online?
Online, yep. These cards aren't online just yet, but they will be.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
good. So is it going to be a quiz online?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, fun.
Well, that'd be fun.
Well,
Yes.
Claire, always
Great.
a pleasure to
Well,
have you.
it's great. You're
We're gonna
amazing.
keep
I
you.
love it. You're great. You're great. You should be a ranger. No, you.
All right, folks, we got to take a quick break. We're going to be visiting with Zeb's General Store right here in North Conway Village in just a few moments.
Authentic Mexican food is here, right?